top 5 best and top 5 worst things for Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Greetings Internet, welcome to another Top 10. Today we're going to do things slightly different and do 2 top 5s. The topic, Pokemon Sun and Moon of course. So far we've had a few trailers and some really big reveals already, but there's still so much we do not know, and so much more information we can get. So for now, today we're going to talk about the top 5 best and the top 5 worst things that could happen with these games. Let's jump on in. Starting off on the bad end of things, let's talk Megas. Pokemon X and Y provided us with a huge game changer in Mega Evolution. While we got some amazing Megas and some slightly not so amazing Megas, it was still a giant thing that even continued on into Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So far, however, we've heard nothing on if Mega Evolution will be in Sun and Moon. With so much potential in literally any Pokemon to have a Mega, it would be a shame if such a big thing was just thrown aside so soon. It would be like if Fairy Pokemon suddenly didn't exist again. I'm not saying we need a ton, and personally I don't want any more Mega Pokemon from Hoenn, but I hope that Mega Evolution is something we continue to talk about for generations to come. On the same end, Wonder Trade was another huge thing we got in X and Y, which provided a new way to Nuzlocke, a fun way to interact with other players, so I personally hope that Wonder Trade is here to stay so we can continue to send Pokemon to random players all over the world. All in all, X and Y gave us 2 huge game changers, and I'm not ready to see them go just yet. Now, this one is more of a personal thing, and honestly, if it's not a thing, it won't change anything game-wise for me, but I want Litten to become Fire Dark. I know it seems like it's going to be Fire Ground, which seems incredibly boring, but its color scheme just screams Fire Dark. Plus, Fire and Dark are my favorite types, so to have a starter that is both would be awesome. It just seems to fit Litten so well. The moment I saw it, the black really stood out to me. Most Fire Pokemon are mostly red, but Litten is mostly black. I could just be overthinking this, but for me, it just fits, and with all the Sun and Moon, Light and Dark, Pokemon has been doing really recently, why not have a starter that fits into both? Alright, hear me out on this one. I know the Pika clone of each generation is usually just a lame gimmick, but recently there have been some really lovable, interesting Pokemon, and the main reason why is their typing. Emolga being Electric Flying, and Dedenne being Electric Fairy. Up until these two, the Pika clone was just another electric rat that nobody cared about, but provide them with an interesting typing and it makes them stand out a little more. I know personally Dedenne is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, and that fairy typing has a lot to do with it. The Pika clone will never be an amazing powerhouse, it's just a gimmick, but it would be a shame if another electric rat came out of nowhere just to be forgotten with Puzzle, Minun, and Pachirisu. So let's talk about Dark type some more. Over the years we've had plenty of gym leaders, but none of them have been Dark type. We even have a Fairy gym, but no Dark gym. I don't really care how we get it, a gym, evil team, or more mono Dark type Pokemon, but I want more darkness in Pokemon. More quote-unquote evil-esque Pokemon. We have plenty of terrifying ghost Pokemon, so why not add to the darkness? Or give us a Pokemon that is both, a Dark Fairy type. Give me that Dark Fairy and it will be on my team. Again, this is more of a personal thing and won't really change the game either way. I just want more love for my favorite typing. But seriously, let's get a Dark Fairy Pokemon. It'll be awesome. Pokemon X and Y provided one of the most interesting stories we have seen in a while when it comes to the Pokemon games. Lysander is one of my favorite characters and my favorite evil team leader. I understand these games are for kids, so the story is never really complicated, but you can still tell a great story and be kid-friendly. A lot can go right with these games, but if the story is boring or forgetful, well, at least for me personally, it will bring the overall game down, and before people say the story is always the same, collect them all, beat the 8 gyms to the Elite Four, the champion, I'm more referring to the story involving the evil team and the legends. I remember when it came to Team Flare and Lysander, I was very invested in them and wanted to know more about what they were up to, and when the final battle came to an end, I wanted more. That's all I really want, is just to have that feeling again. Let's move on from Dark type and talk more about Pokemon in general. In generations 2 and 4, we got a lot of evolutions for Pokemon from other generations. I want this to come back, and I mean more than a new evolution. While Mega Evolution is a huge thing, it's a shame that it seems to be taking the place of regular evolution. While I like Mega Pinsir and Mega Heracross, I wish they were regular evolutions. I just feel that one and done Pokemon should not get Megas, but instead evolve even more. It's exciting to watch a Pokemon grow that we have not seen or remember in a long time. Some examples are Farfetch, Dunsparce, and even newer Pokemon like Frufro. These evolutions could also come as pre-evolutions. Either way, it would be awesome to see new life given to these Pokemon other than Mega Evolution. So far, this does not seem to be the case, but the biggest thing about Pokemon games are the Pokemon themselves, and quality over quantity is the best way to go, as X and Y proved. We don't need over 100 new Pokemon with about 50 to 80 good ones and a bunch of bad forgetful ones. A lot of people like to say that Game Freak has run out of ideas, but then we got Pokemon like Greninja or the recently revealed Nekoala, so the potential for amazing Pokemon is still there, and hopefully Sun and Moon provide even more amazing Pokemon that we'll be talking about for years to come. Because let's be honest, if the Pokemon suck, well, then what's the point of playing, right? Yet another amazing thing we got in X and Y was the ability to customize our character. While limited, it was the first real time we got to make the character feel like us. While it is confirmed that some customization will be in the games, it's my hope that they'll expand on it even more. Let us go all out and truly make the character us. If we want to take the hat off, let us take the hat off. Provide more hairstyles and more color. I understand we're a child, but maybe let us have a small beard if we want, like a prop. Or, one of the best things yet, a customizable Mega Bracelet. We've seen many versions of it, so let us have one we want. Glasses, pendant, that leg thing that Zinnia had, the options are endless. We don't need all these things at once. I'm totally okay with unlocking as we go, just like in X and Y, but I just want more customization. I want to make myself the very best, like no one ever was. Let's move on. I've heard a lot about this recently, and I have to say, I'm not impressed. Apparently it was a manga a few years back, and the idea is just dumb. Ash Greninja I'm okay with. That seems like the next step of Mega Evolution. A closer bond, but still keeps us separate. I just think that full-on combining with Pokemon makes no sense. A lot of people say Mega Evolution was ripping off Digimon. Well, Digimon did this too, and that worked because it was human and data. It was different. This is just wrong. The more I think about it, the more it makes no sense. It would be science gone wrong, like that episode of Full Metal Alchemist. You all know the one. The manga failed, and as a game mechanic, this will fail as well. How would you determine it? What Pokemon can you fuse with? And can more than one person fuse with the same type of Pokemon? This would also completely negate Mega Evolution itself. Why Mega Evolve when you can fuse? What's the difference between a Mega Stone and these crystal diamond things? It's just too much. This would be a game ruiner for me. I would only use it when necessary, and I would not enjoy it. I really, really, really hope this is not a thing. It would be a huge step backwards for Pokemon games, and at least personally show me that they are running out of ideas and just throwing darts at a board and going with whatever they think we'll find cool. All in all, it's just a very bad idea. The best Pokemon games of all time in my opinion were Heart Gold and Soul Silver, mostly because of the fact you got to go back to Kanto and even have a final battle with Red. One of the biggest disappointments of X and Y was the post-game and how short and boring it was. But Pokemon Sun and Moon can make up for that by bringing us back to Kalos. It just seems weird to me that we didn't get a third 6th gen game. Everyone, myself included, thought we were going to get Pokemon Z, or X2 and Y2, especially after all the Zygarde hype we received. That's the other thing. Zygarde. Why give Zygarde all these new forms and make such a big deal out of this legend just to move on to an entire new region? The post-game for Sun and Moon can be that we go back to Kalos and find that Lysander is still alive and wants Zygarde's perfect power and is using Xerneas and Veltal to make it happen, and you have to stop him. You already have the power because you beat the Alola League, and as the champion of Alola, you team up with the champion of Kalos to stop Lysander from taking over. It's epic, and after you stop him, you have a final battle with the X and Y character, much like you fought Red in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. If this happens, it will truly make Pokemon Sun and Moon some of, if not the best Pokemon games we ever got. So there you have it, the 5 best and 5 worst things that can happen with these games. I'm already very excited, and we still have so much to learn before these games come out, and honestly, at the end of the day, these games will be great because it's Pokemon, and we all love Pokemon. So far, we've already gotten a ton of information that supports that these will be great games, and as the months continue, as we get closer to November, I will be looking more and more forward to Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. But if you enjoyed this top 5 or 2 top 5s, top 10 combo, do give that like button a nice little poke for me, and scroll on over and poke the subscribe button while you're at it if you want to see more Pokemon Sun and Moon videos. We do a thoughts and reactions video every single time a trailer comes out, and there's a lot of hype behind these games, so we'll be talking about them a lot. But until next time, guys, I'll see you then.